call yourself a man? You know you're a lying, low-life, motherfucking gambling degenerate prick. You know that's what you are?
Well, hello you degenerate fucks, and welcome to The Degenerate Gambler. It's Monday the 15th of February, and we're just here with a quick Monday review. Try and keep it short and sweet as usual. No big bet up, but luckily for me, and sort of a not the best case scenario, but not the worst, where I basically got a free weekend because I did the Sky Bet boost on Mo Salah to have a shot on target. It was up, so I got 20 back for that, and then thankfully the NAP, one of the games was up, and then the other one was called off, so that returned 15, so that was £35 back in the kitty. So that basically paid for the weekend. A wee bit short. I mean, I still probably down a fiver or something, maybe. I think that's right. But that's not the worst. But it was a bit of a strange weekend. Looking at most people on the internet, on Twitter, Instagram, whatever, it was a strange weekend. There was a lot of good teams let down. Yeah, I'll get into that in a minute. So let me just say thanks again to Aka Attacker, who picked the NAP. He actually had to make a change to it. If you listen to the episode on Thursday, he'd originally picked Fenerbahce game to be both teams to score, and a Belgian game, and the Belgian game was called off. So then he got in contact with me and I said about it. So I'd said, well, if you want, pick a different one. So then he picked a different one, and then it got called off as well. So no, sorry, he didn't. The Belgium was the second time he picked. The first pick was similar to mine, which was Dundee, Dunfermline, both teams to score. So then he picked the Belgian game, and the Belgian game was off. So there's your luck there. I mean, it was a huge day for games being called off, games removed to Sunday. It was just strange. It was really strange. In my bets, just quickly going through it, in my over 2.5 bet that I ended up with 6, only Leon was the only one that touched. And they were like 4-7, so, it wasn't as if it was a big price. In my bet, my main bet, which was the 5 teams to win, Watford won. What was it? Did they win 1-0? Cambridge drew 0 each. Hull were beaten 1-0 late on. MK Dons scored. MK Dons doing well. I think, is it Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank? Is it? Or is that Burton? Anyway, but they've been in decent form. Seville won. And then it would have been going on to Mansfield on the Sunday, who drew 2 each. Because I ended up putting that on a separate wee bet on Sunday. But yeah, strange, as I say. And so the NAP won, which meant it wasn't much. It was £15, but it was £15 back in the kitty. 20 off the salad bets with 35. It's not bad, but it means I can have a free weekend that weekend. I also qualified for my usual Sky Bet, so that's a free bet either tonight or tomorrow, whenever I decide to use it. So yeah, not a bad weekend. But let's look at teams we missed, and this is very, very short, and obviously so many games being off. I went right down all of the English leagues, National League, and the 2 Scottish leagues to try and get a decent, amount of games to be able to take like a number from. So it turned out it was 28 games. Again, I've always said if more than 50, 60, I would say in the 60%, 70%, the favourite should be winning. It should be more than that, but let's be realistic. So you would expect, 12, 14, and at least 14, half of 28. You can probably expect maybe more than that, maybe 16, 18, maybe even 20. So there was actually only 9 favourites won of those 28 games. So I'm going to run through what teams we got at. And some of the prices here are, as I call it, a pick'em game where anybody could have won. So that's if the other team had won it, it would still be in this list. So that sort of shortens it. And also teams that you wouldn't have picked because the price wasn't, you're not going to win any money betting on a 1-7. So again, that draws down the amount of games you had to pick from, because no one's really going to put a 1-7 in their bet. So anyway, let's look. So Burnley were 17-10. I haven't done the decimal again this time. Didn't have time. But Burnley were 17-10. That was a big price, but I've seen a few people fancy them. Palace better away from home, but anyway, 17-10, big price. City were 3-10. Again, that you probably wouldn't have had City in your bet because you're not going to win much, but I'll put it in here as a favourite. Norwich 4-5. It was a good price. Then Watford, who I did have, who were basically 1-2. They were 11-20. Again, not a great price, but decent for a good home side. Sunderland 4-5. Bolton were 11-10. Sutton United were 11-8. Yeovil 13-10, and Rangers 1-7. And as I said, that covered the Premier League, Championship, League One, League Two, National League, Scottish Premiership or Premier League, and the Scottish Championship. There's 28 games between those. 7 leagues, with the amount of games that were called off. But it just shows you 28 games and 9 favourites winning is not. I know, not everybody backs teams to win or whatever, but I just think that gives you a good indication of what type of week it was. If favourites are winning and it's in the 60-70% where I think it should be, then you've probably had a good chance to get a bet up. But when it's this, which is what, a third of the favourites won, so 35%, 33%, somewhere in around there, then your window to pick a bet is smaller because you've got less teams to obviously pick from. And again, when you take like a Rangers at 1-7, no one would have backed that. I didn't back that. I wouldn't have backed City at 3-10 either. 130 on. What's the point? So as I say, not the worst one. I'm happy that I came away with that from that without losing any money. Move on to my Sunday bet. I was a bit pissed off for this because I had a bit of luck towards the thing. Brøndby was winning, so the bet was Atalanta, Brøndby, Lille, Anderlecht. Both teams to score in the Inter game, and Villarreal over 2.5 goals. So Atalanta scored late on. I think it was the 89th minute, went 1-0. Brøndby won easy, 4-0. But then it would have been going on to the Lille match. And I think Lille did score, and it was ruled offside or handball. But I mean, they're at home. They should be winning that game. They drew 0 each. That was beat. Anderlecht as well drew 0 each. So that was the two that beat it, and then the last two is Inter was 3-1, so that would have been up, and Villarreal was get beat 2-1, so that was up 2 on the over 2.5s. So yeah, Sunday was a decent day. There probably was a bet there, because I mean you could have had Arsenal. Arsenal were a good price on Sunday, and saying that some people might have had United, who were beaten. A lot of people probably would have had Brentford, who were beaten. And then those games that carried over, Mansfield, Lincoln, Everton. Everton beat 2-0 by Fulham. So I think maybe it wasn't such a good day. But for me, it was unlucky. But anyway, so moving on to, I looked at tonight. I might do a wee bet tonight. Maybe a couple of pounds, just for an interest. Midweek is good. Champions League's back. Great games. Barcelona, PSG, Liverpool, Leipzig. There's a few other things. Dortmund, Seville, is it? So it's a great week of football. So I want to keep some money for that. Going on, just saying about quickly before I go, this week's nap. I haven't bothered contacting anybody yet, and it's Monday, so I'll probably just do it myself, and I'll contact somebody for next week. I'll go into my follower list and see whose tips I like and who seems to have a good thing going on. Obviously, once I get maybe, I think we've done this for 5 or 6 weeks now. There's been 5 or 6 different people picked it, and some of them have offered to do it again. So maybe we could do that, just going around robin, every sort of 6-7 weeks. We all just take a go each. So something to look at. I'll have to think about that, but I definitely think that this was a good idea to do it this way. It does spread the word. It does help. It's a bit of a community, which is what I always wanted. And yeah, it's just a bit of fun. So anyway, that's it. I say short and sweet. Just leaves me to say, if you are doing a bet this midweek, good luck and happy punting.
Here, get the fuck out of here. Yeah, thanks. Let me find out you fucked up. I'll leave you wherever I find you.